Kareem Abdul-Jabbar tweeting his congratulations to the 2011 Hall of Fame class, which, as he writes, will be honored on Friday night in Springfield. Kareem, member of the class of 1995. And with that, let's welcome in Scott Howard Cooper from NBA.com, who writes about an unexpected nomination which could land another big man, Yao Ming, in the Hall of Fame next summer. Scott, normally, as you know, there's a 5-year wait after a player's career ends before the nomination process begins. So how could Yao wind up in the Hall in 2012?
Hall of Fame officials have been told by representatives from the Chinese Basketball Association and media in China that they plan to enter Yao in the contributor category this fall and put him on the ballot for the class of 2012. There is no waiting period at all for the contributor category. That's what makes this an unexpected twist. As you said, usually we were expecting that it would be a 5-year wait and then the debate over whether Yao belongs. But by doing this, that takes the waiting period out of it completely. He can be in the next class for the Hall of Fame.
That's an interesting distinction. If he had to wait as a player with the foot injuries, obviously, that cut short a very productive career in Houston, would he have merited Hall of Fame status?
No, without the injuries, I think the path, and you look at his career stats, Matt, I think he was going to be a sure-in if he's got a chance to play out his career. But I think with the injuries and everything he's went through, he doesn't get a chance to show enough. I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer. But as a contributor, I think he's in for sure.
Hard to argue against the nomination as a contributor. And interestingly, this year, Tom Sanders, former Boston Celtic, is going in as a contributor as well for his work with the rookie program, post-career and post-coaching career. Scott, looking ahead to 2012, other candidates next summer, who's most likely to get in?
Well, it's always tough to say most likely when you're dealing in the Hall of Fame because it's such a secretive committee.
Yeah, we can't tell who's voting.
And they've thrown surprises at us every single year. But among players, I would have to think that Reggie Miller, who missed being a finalist this year, would be the leading candidate. There are other names on there. Don Nelson, this may be his best opportunity. He's the all-time leader in coaching victories, and he's been a finalist several years in a row. He has not gotten in. I would say those will be the two biggest names, depending on who might get nominated from the unexpected, from the foreign committees, for example.
Absolutely. You never know for sure about that. And as you look at those players and coaches, who do you think belongs in the Hall?
I think Reggie Miller for sure. I had Reggie Miller into the Hall of Fame if I had a vote to get him in.
Well, that was the big shocker from 2011.
It was, but I think we all know Reggie will get in. What he's done for the game on and off the court, and especially on the court, his numbers are just phenomenal. But I think also another player in my category I think should get in is Bernard King. I think Bernard King, what he's done for the game, I think is deserving of being in the Hall of Fame.
Scott, speaking of this year's class, you also tweeted that Dennis Rodman has promised Hall of Fame officials he'll be on his best behavior during his enshrinement on Friday. How does that even come about?
Well, because there aren't many players in Hall of Fame history that have promised to strip on court at the end of their playing career.
Good point.
That's how it comes about. When I talked to Hall officials, I said, seriously, do you guys have to be a little bit concerned here? Whether he's going to say something or do something, because Dennis is somebody who gravitates towards the outrageous, obviously. I don't think that's any bold statement. They say that they have talked to him, and they say, go and have fun. We're not trying to say this is a solemn occasion, but you have to understand that this is not the time and the place to do certain things. They feel very confident, based on what they've told me, that Dennis is on board with that thinking. In fact, they're so on board, they seem to be so together in their thinking that they have seen pictures of what Dennis is planning to wear at the induction ceremony on Friday night. I'm told it's pretty outrageous. They want, when he's done, they are going to display it at the Hall of Fame as part of celebrating Dennis Rodman.
Excellent. You know, by the way, Scott, they solicited photos of my outfit as well for the pre-show. I don't know why. Yeah.
Where are they going to put that at?
But I'll be keeping it.
Oh, okay.
Scott Howard Cooper with us from NBA.com. Thanks so much, Scott.
My pleasure. Thank you.